Please, go ahead. I think you know the answer to that. First, I'll find the Master. He has a date with a needle. Whatever comes after that, comes after that. My, what a query to ask so out of the blue. Still, why not? I suppose some stories were always meant to be told. So, here goes. No, hang on.
She retrieves a small flask from her backpack, uncorks it, and takes a big swig. Tears stream from her eyes as she offers you the flask.
They're tears of joy, I assure you. Here, have some joy.
You drink. It burns. Soon the tears run down your cheeks as well.
Not bad, is it? So good it has us crying like babies. Now then, the epic of The Master and the Scar. Sounds like a melodramatic opera. There was, of course, some singing involved. It began when I woke in the dark room. He removed my blindfold, and still I did not see. He himself was darker than any shadow. But I could hear him give orders to another. Stingtail. How he came to regret the actions he performed that day. The Master bid the dream a dream, and so he did. He sat there. I could feel his hands upon my cheeks. He trembled, as if in pain. I didn't know what was going on until quite suddenly, his right hand became a flame. I screamed as he traced the design of the scar into my searing flesh, but I could not move, not an inch. And all the while, the Master looked on in darkest silence. Like I said before, didn't exactly feel like a kiss. So, once the scarring was over, and the pain began to fade, the training began. With words, whistles, snaps of the fingers even, the Master could make me obey his every command. Young, strong, smart. You know I don't exactly lack in qualities. It didn't take him long to train me in the arts of stealth, subterfuge, and assassination. It shakes me little now, all too little. But that first time, that first real kill, it was such stuff as nightmares are made on. I had now lived in the dark for what might as well have been years. I was in a wood, but the trees there were sick, grey, leafless hydras sticking out of ashen earth. There were no stars that night. She sat shivering beside a fire. I was nervous. I had to chase her. My hand hated itself, tried to resist, but there is no resisting the Master's song. My stabs weren't as mercifully exact as they should have been. I had to bring down the needle again and again as her screams flooded the forest with terror. When it was done, I crawled back to the Master, broken, crept back into the box, and through its cold black lid, he told me I had done well. Next time, I'd do better. You understand me completely. With the needle, I'll kill him. And with the needle, I'll strike his name from my skin. The bastard will be master no longer. Ah, yes. I am the Prime Scion. A revelation that came quite out of the blue, which is somewhat ironic, considering I'm supposed to be my people's foremost memory keeper. Quite slipped my mind, though. A slave scar will do that to a girl. To be frank, it exasperates.
She looks down, an uncharacteristic cast of melancholy passing over her face.
Gods, I was so young. Imagine it, to sit enthroned under a vast forest canopy, to look down upon a crowd of thousands, their bodies aglow with countless rays of golden light falling through the leaves. You hear their voices as one. One mind, one thought, and it's your name they incant, as if the word itself were magic. Sabille. They said it like I was the cornerstone of their existence. Isn't that silly? I didn't even know myself. Why do people perform rituals? To feel part of something. But I wasn't part of it. Mine was the loneliest role. I was the object of their worship.
She absent-mindedly fingers her needle, hesitates.
I used to love poetry. I used to love wandering the forests for days on end. I'd swim in the rivers and forget to dress after. It was fine. I was alone. I'd bask in the sun, sleep nestled among bear cubs. Nothing out there would harm me. But always, they would find me, the scions. Always the mother tree would call me back. For one day, I'd be free no longer. One day, my legs would be roots. To wander would be but one lone memory among millions. They did, but they didn't outweigh the dread of destiny. Nevertheless, I must admit that even to sit on that throne amid that eerie crowd destined to become leaf and bark was not so dreadful a prospect as what came next. When I decided to run away from the Mother Tree with only the moon for my guide, it was a terrible journey. Soft-leafed branches became vicious like whips. Moss-bedecked rocks became sharp like the stone axes of old. I grew weary. I was bleeding, in pain, and how I gasped when for the first time an animal eyed me with malice and growled. That is when I heard them. Whispers and the taunts, the low howls of men. The snare cut so deep. The blindfold, it made me panic. The dark.
Somewhat to your surprise, Sabine doesn't recoil, but allows you to hug her.
Thank you. That very first moment of darkness. I've never been so scared ever since. Then there was the stench of those men. The burn of the ropes. The jeers and the kicks. Until the dark went silent. Even those barbarians didn't dare speak in the presence of the Master. But I'll not speak of him and his methods. Not now, anyway. If ever. The very best.
She cocks her head ever so slightly and eyes you as innocently as a kitten.
Why? Don't tell me you disagree. Thank you. I quite agree, and I'm sure I'll have mercy on you when I'm a goddess. You, but a mortal at my feet. In all seriousness, though, the prospect both tickles and terrifies me. I mean, divinity. Will it be a blessing or a burden? Would we be truly omnipotent, or merely the servants of an unruly universe, as desperate for control as we are now? And then there's the question that makes me shiver most of all. Would we still be ourselves? Would I remain Sabine, or would my mortal soul die upon gaining divine immortality? Ah, nice try. I'll give you that.
She sighs and closes her eyes, then smiles her easy smile.
Such a silly game we play, to be a god. It's quite wasted on mortals, if you ask me. We are all of us too blemished to become immaculate.
Ever strike you that life is just a series of islands? Like, you put down roots, something upends it all, and then you sail off and put roots down somewhere else. It's just islands, one after the other. Forward. I know it's probably not the answer you wanted. I can't think of much else to say about it. Weird, right? One of us will ascend soon, and, well, there's only one Divinity. We've got choices to make. We can't put him off forever. You think I want to be the head of the Order? All I care about is dealing with that royal arsepain, and a divine sure as hell would be capable of doing just that. I ain't thought beyond there, and I ain't gonna prime that pump till I have to. I know I'm fumbling along here. I know the ways of royalty and the ways of piracy, but I know shite about Divinity. All these people looking to guide me, and I'm still no sure how one divines or whatever. But hey, you make good fumbling company.
Beast looks left, then right, then down, unsure if his compliment hit its mark. Beast flashes a relieved grin and absent-mindedly begins to twist 3 strands of beard hair into a braid.
Let me tell you a story about Justinia. I think we were, say, age 10 at the time. My pop was off who knows where, spreading his seed in that oh-so-charming manner of his. So let's just say the court had its hands full. There was a big reception one night. The ridiculous kind, where all the ladies wear dresses and all the men wear finery. Yeah, everyone looks starched. Everyone acts starched. So I decided to surprise all the noble farts at dinner. Snuck into the kitchen. They had a giant boar on a platter with an apple in its mouth. Longer than Laura herself, and not much fatter either. The cook put the lid on and set it down for the steward to take. And then I made my move. I dragged off that pig when no one was looking and stuffed it in a floor cupboard. Then I crawled onto the platter and pulled the lid up over me. Wasn't too long before the steward showed up and wheeled me into the banquet, none the wiser. can't guess. Some stuffy duke yanks off the lid and good old Beastie jumps out. Caused quite the stir. Queen wanted me gone, but little cousin Justinia, she had my back. Told Queen Laura it was all her idea, and she got a whooping on her backside and sent to bed without supper. So the point is, well, I ain't sure. I guess that she has a good heart, but somewhere along the way it got soiled.
Lucy looks pale and unfocused. She doesn't meet your eyes.
Yes! Oh, no!
Gareth greets you warmly. He's oddly chipper. More chipper than you've ever seen him, and certainly more chipper than most people mourning dead loved ones.
I should thank you. I don't know what came over me. Praise Lucian, I had you to put me on the right track. Not bad. Took some time to think. My parents led good lives. I'd rather celebrate them for the love they gave me than to wail over their loss. Besides, we have work to do. Once we anchor at the Nameless Isle, I'll scout ahead, see if I can help locate the council and ease the way. I'll report to you on what I find. Right you are, right you are. Luckily, I've learned a few lessons, and as you know, I've a pretty good punch.
Gareth winks farewell and hums to himself. You recognize the tune, Blessed and Bold, a hymn praising Lucian.
You don't look very divine to me. What are you waiting for? Excellent question. Normally, this place ought only to be known to Godwoken, but judging by the ships burning in the bay, there's been a breach, let's call it. Regardless of who's on the island, all that matters is who ascends. Make sure that's you. The strongest will survive and ascend. I'm hardly an expert on the matter, but I'm smart enough to put two and two together. Where there is an ocean of source, there is a well for drawing from it. To rise to divinity, you probably need to take a gulp. Though I'm sure it won't be that simple.
I've plenty of fighters for hire. Experts in blades, bows, and bewitchment. Oh, I see you have a full contingent already. Then I'll leave you be.
The little girl doesn't acknowledge your presence. She remains locked away somewhere deep within her own mind.
Like to take a look at what I've been working on? Go on, by all means.
Expert warriors for hire. All seasoned in combat. They won't let you down.
Hello. This island is something else, huh? I'll bet I can find many interesting ingredients here. Up to you.
Do what you must at this place, sorcerer. I don't want to linger a moment longer than necessary.
Tread carefully, my dear. Those are black ring banners that I spy on the shore. I studied the tablet that you so generously provided. It showed me everything I need to know about creating a functional Swornbreaker. Once I have that, I'll be free. See those structures further inland?
Remarkably like those from the caverns of the Black Pits, aren't they? Should you discover the parts needed for a sworn breaker, please bring them to me. I'll make it worth your while. Also, you will likely encounter sworn followers of the God King on that island, I suspect. I would avoid combat if possible. Death can be less than final for them, if the God King wills it.
Almira doesn't respond right away. Instead, she turns and gazes intently at the island. After a long moment, she finally speaks.
I sense a familiar presence. The Sallow Man. Yes. He's there somewhere. Likely commanding Black Ring forces. You should seek him out. He's a foul creature, but not opposed to cutting a deal. Beware his underlings, though. If they challenge your presence, pose as a thrall of mine, and you should gain safe passage. My name should still command respect among them. Something on your mind, darling? Something on your mind, darling?
Quite a journey I've found myself on with you. Is this where it ends, I wonder? Dangers indeed. You can almost hear the sounds of battle when the wind shifts correctly. And where there's battle, there's bound to be mercenaries. Glechu Duma, the words of the lone wolves. No doubt my former comrades will have them in their employ. Speak their words, and you might pass. Speak their words, and you might pass. Consider it a token of my thanks for the assistance in retrieving anathema. Pursuit of my interests has led me to fall in with some disreputable company in my time. For a short while, one such group was the Black Ring. I know. Not something to be proud of. But they let me do as I wished, so desperate they were for aid after the death fog cut them down to size. A fine arrangement, until they started preaching about this God King and his infernal covenant.
He snorts derisively.
The last thing this world needs is another would-be god, and an army of fools willing to follow him. It's a sop to all the fools who think that someone will grant them power and immortality in return for loyalty. This God King has cause to make war with the Seven, and the Covenant is how he's gathered his army. They become sworn, as it was put to me, bound to serve, die, and be reborn for the God King for as long as he wishes. Then, at some ill-defined point in the future, they think they'll be rewarded. You should have seen them all. On their knees, worshipping a new tyrant just to spite 7 old ones. I got away from them while I still could. Unfortunately, Dallas was waiting to snatch me. There's a clue in the name. He's a god, or something that wants to be a god. Continue to march to the Seven's beat, and I'm sure you'll find out exactly what he is. They're all the same, you know. Tyrants, liars, carrion birds. The best thing would be for them all to destroy each other and leave the rest of us to live in peace. You know why. A time is coming when you're going to need me, and I won't be much use to you if I'm performing self-surgery, will I? Besides, it doesn't matter if you don't let it matter. Black Ring, Divine Order, all labels try to define who we are. As soon as a skin is of no more use to me, I shed it. You ought to try it sometime, Godwoken. My efforts continue. I must admit it's quite an intricate piece to work with, even for someone like myself. I remain confident of success, though.
I can sense the raw powers of the Source rippling through the air. The island, yonder. It is doom or destiny. Naught but the demon I'm hunting. A trivial task, really, compared to your current pursuits of divinity. She's a beautiful enigma, isn't she? All elven grace, and her own evil twin to boot. Yet she defies good and evil in a particularly charming, therefore particularly perilous way. I hope to hear her whole story someday, I'm certain it'll be quite the tale.
Jahan takes you by the arm, his voice a whisper.
By the by, do please remember the warning I gave you in the woods. Should Losa come close to divine ascension, you must act. You must kill her.
hellfire must have rained down on them.
It's surprising any of them made it ashore, looking at that.
Before you stands a shrine of a particularly strange design. You've seen machinery like this before, in the cave beneath the Black Pits. Here too, the apparatus thrums with power and seems to pull you in.
Temple in the clouds. What holds this aloft?
Before you stands a shrine to Amadia, her solemn face carved of ancient stone. This statue of Amadia seems ancient. Moss blooms from cracks all over the stone, and tears of rain stream from her eyes. A hollow space marks the center of her creased brow. You feel a presence awaken within the stone. An ancient awareness reaches out to you, swirling through every cell of your body and every mote of your soul. Though you wait some time, it would seem that Amadia has no blessings to impart to you.
Did that cause a reaction? Did that cause a reaction? Heads nor tails of this. More of those damn sentinels.
What's that amongst them, on top of the pillar?
Our defenses are breached. Must I kill you now? It would pain me. I am relieved. I greet you. I was, Amadia's chosen champion.
She gasps and bows her head in deference.
Forgive me. Please. I hold this boon. It is Amadia's. It should be yours.
A pair of gloves, beaten and worn, but clearly of the highest value, especially to a wizard.
I came to the council to learn to be divine. I failed. I'm not made to be pursued by evil. And that's what it means to be God-woken. Afterwards, I roamed the island, as did all we fallen knights. But my worst fears came true when the Black Ring came. I fled here. I made sure the temple was defended and went to the altar. I prayed to Amadia for help, but she did not answer. I'm not ashamed to say that I hid. There is untold evil in the world, and it has reached the island. It seeks the God-woken who would be divine. I cannot bear it. Go? There is no go. I belong here. I was God-woken, but for all the evil in the world, I would not be divine. I did not search the world for the others of our kind. My place is here. Yours is inside the mountain. Amadia's altar is at the highest point. Climb to the sky and you may find it. But be warned, Amadia rarely answers now. And when she does, she sounds unwell. May she speak to you with love.
She bows her head in deference and allows you to leave. Before you stands a shrine to Amadia, her solemn face carved of ancient stone. You feel a presence awaken within the stone. An ancient awareness reaches out to you, swirling through every cell of your body and every mote of your soul. Though you wait some time, it would seem that Amadia has no blessings to impart to you. She acknowledges your presence with a simple nod. A bird flits in the background as you approach the altar. Laying your hand on the weather-beaten stone, you feel a gentle heat. A sense of warmth and peace fills you. As you whisper your words, you feel the world around you melt away. You open your eyes to an old log house, a roaring fire, and a door ajar. Pushing the door open, you find a bedroom, comfortably furnished. In the middle of a bed, wrapped in blankets, is an old, shivering woman.
It is so good of you to come. I'm so proud of what you have accomplished, of the hero you are becoming. You will be at the well soon, but first I must ask you for help.
She leans forward, grey hair falling to frame her wrinkled face, and whispers.
I am so hungry. I need to feed. I need your sauce.
You feel your god tense and lunge, tearing out of your body, through your ribcage, and onwards towards the frail figure. Amalia throws her arms up to defend herself, but invisible blows rain down from all around. She rolls from her bed, tearing the curtain from the window in a panic, revealing a cool moon outside. Your god relents and returns to your body. You can feel it quivering, exhausted, and utterly spent. Of Amadia, you see no sign. The room fades, but Amadia's moon remains, now emblazoned on the altar before you. A bird flits in the background as you approach the altar. Laying your hand on the weather-beaten stone, you feel a gentle heat. A sense of warmth and peace fills you. You reach out to Amadia, but all you can hear is the chirp of birds. Getting up, you see the emblem of a moon carved into the altar. She acknowledges your presence with a simple nod.
You there! Prithee, goodly traveler, might I prevail upon you to answer a question? You see, I am on a mission most grave. I seek a sorcerer most foul, most reviled, most feared. Her name is...
His pincers scissor wildly.
Septa the Ineffable! Have you heard tell of this wicked beast on your travels? Why, I shall slay her with a single thrust of my sword-like claw. For mine is an ancient and noble order, bent on destroying that which would destroy. Septa is a sorcerer, and I am a source hunter. Useful? No doubt. The place is crawling with sorcerers and dark ones, too. None of Septa's conspirators, as far as I can tell. We are very lucky indeed. Lost. Then the hunt continues. Be wary, traveler. Where Septa travels, doom soon follows. Imperio, away!
I have no idea what any of this means. This is not quite the safest place I've ever been.
We'd better find a way inside before it all goes up in smoke. And us with it.
Countless symbols cover the stone tablet's surface, forging a riddle between several languages. You make out one ruined line. The champion must offer a burning stone to the dragon's mouth. There's hints of ash and scorched earth around the stone, but the source of such heat is unclear. There's no reaction from either the inscription nor the skull. If only it had been that easy. The shattered inscription describes a burning stone. There's hints of ash and scorched earth around the stone. There's hints of ash and scorched... You suddenly hear something in the distance. A strange tune. Sabine freezes. It's her Scar song. The Master is near.
He's close. We must turn back now. Or he'll have me under his thrall once more. I need to find someone I can trust enough to share the Scar song with. It's the only way.
Please, go ahead. I think you know the answer to that. First, I'll find the Master. He has a date with a needle. Whatever comes after that, comes after that.
Sabine slides her hand in yours, makes your heart skip a beat with her particularly coquettish smile.
I've something I need to tell you. You earned it just by being you. You see, the thing is...
She scrapes her throat, hesitates, almost as if she's a bit nervous. There's a first.
I'm afraid you're going to accuse me of killing the mood, but... I need to talk to you about the Master. It is about you, more so than anything else. My dear, sweet boy, I've grown to trust you, more than I've trusted anyone since I've had names on my skin. So you have. Come, sit down with me for a moment.
You both sit down, cross-legged, knees to knees, hand in hand. Suddenly, a melody. Sabine sings a song, haunting in its simplicity. She uses no words, sounds rather. It's beautiful, yet somehow menacing.
This is my Scar song. It's all the Master needs to make me his slave once more, unless your voice opposes his. I will soon confront him, with you by my side. My life and my liberty I place in these soft, strong hands of yours. Will you sing? Good answer.
Her cat's eyes close as she leans in for a kiss. You kiss. It's sweet and wonderful. You wish it could last forever.
My word.
You both get up and smile to one another warmly. When you hear a sound in the distance and turn to look, Sabine pats you affectionately on the bottom.
Adventure calls, but I say we do this again sometime.
The air is thick with heavy flakes of ash. The altar before you seems to radiate heat as you approach. There is a blinding flash, and you are surrounded by flame. It licks your skin, enveloping you, but does not burn. Looking up, you see Zor Stissa sitting on an ember throne, surrounded by faintly glowing stars. Her eyes are mocking and angry, but you can see that her scales are starting to flake and fall.
Weakling! You have wasted my time by coming here. My champion will ascend at the wellspring. No other can overcome trial by flame. There is no challenge, Godwoken. There is only flame. My chosen will overcome.
The lizard slams her fist against her throne, sending embers flying. One of the stars above her ignites, wreathing itself in flame. The flames around you flare, and you're enveloped in an inferno. The fire rips through you, scorching your flesh and burning your clothes. The vision fades, leaving only the blazing fire, a glowing sun emblem on the altar, and the echoing laughter of a malicious god. The air is thick with heavy flames. An emblem of the sun glows faintly on the altar, but all you can hear is the hiss and rumble of the volcano and your own heavy breath.
Dead black ring. Live ones can't be far away.
One step, then another, ever closer. You can tell from her bearing, Sabine has never been so ready to kill, so on the brink of impending action. She's like a cat, all concentrated muscle, that split second before it pounces. Another step, ever closer. The moment has finally come. She's found the master. The eyes of predators meet.
Sabine?
He snaps his fingers, and she involuntarily snaps to attention.
Here you go, breaking my heart.
That's the plan, mastermind.
He sighs, sadly.
I don't begrudge you your freedom, Sabine. Your escape relieved me of having to witness your death by your own hand. The inevitable last command. I would have watched you, like I have all this time, glad to see you live, sometimes even laugh. I'm very fond of you, you know?
The feeling's not quite mutual.
Not yet.
Another snap, different fingers, different sound. She looks to the ground. She's bowing before him.
Utter control. The tool of a tyrant, you think? But you're mistaken. Let me indulge you with an explanation. Everything I do for a much greater good. The supreme example of this is you, Sabine. She's the prime scion. It had to be her. The other scions knew and welcomed her. They sought out their own killer. It was all so very elegant. What I did had to be done, Sabine. And I had to be the orchestrator, for I am the House of Shadows. I am the Fate Weaver. I am the hand that guides a blind world.
Sabine slowly draws her needle.
Time to get to the point.
My, you still have the needle I gave you. How very gratifying. A fine instrument, is it not? Precise, exact. Just like me. Just like you. You should know that I forced you to shed the blood of scions because rather than a killer, it transformed you into a savior of untold millions. Here's the final truth, Sabine. The true evil here is not me. It's you. The Mother Tree and her scions do not seek to carve out their own part of peace in this world. They seek to carve out the whole wide world for themselves. They want their roots to conquer every last inch of Rivellon. World domination. The prevalence of one race over all others. That is what they desire. That is what I counteract.
He died the day he met me.
Death, death, death. Did I create a monster after all? I don't begrudge you your freedom, Sabine. But you came looking for me driven by no more than ordinary bloodlust. All you see is red. You've lost sight of all reason. You know how the scar works. You know I have but to sing a single tune. You've no hope whatsoever of defeating your master.
He sings. The scar song swells, 1,000 tiny needles in Sabile's soul, chipping away at her will. She looks at you with hope and defiance, gives the signal. You must sing the song. Your voice harmonizes with the master's. Stunned, he hesitates, and yours becomes the dominant melody. Sabile is free from his influence.
Dear me, you're a miracle worker. I'll take it from here.
The patient cat finally pounces. She strikes, precisely, exactly. Her needle pierces his neck, spears his vocal cords, filling his throat with blood. Checkmated and muted, he staggers back, all a feared fury. This is it. It's time to kill the master.
Something nearby.
Marks, doesn't it? Reveal yourself.
sense something nearby.
Right where I want. Prepare yourself.
Please, go ahead. It feels magnificent, if somewhat unreal. But first things first.
You look on as Sabine bares her arm and drags her needle across the word master, like a knife, drowning the black ink in blood. With a few ripples of sauce, the wound closes, leaving behind but new scar tissue that effaces all trace of a hated word that was.
Thank you. You're such a sweetheart.
She laughs. Her cat eyes dance with mirth.
Now, it's over.
You kiss, very tenderly. Next, she takes your hand in hers, meets your eyes in earnest.
I just can't thank you enough. I could never have defeated the Master without you. I owe you everything. Perhaps I do, for nothing compares to being free.
She places a hand over the fresh scar on her arm.
I've known the opposite too long to want to spend another day hollow with hate, another night hollow with loneliness. I know I needn't be, if you show me a little love.
You kiss her on the cheek, and she laughs, full of life.
Oh, honey, you should be. It was a trust not lightly given, I assure you. The mere recollection of this tune, it haunts me. Sometimes, in dreams, I hear it whistled, and I fear it's real. I fear I'll never wake up again because it holds me enthralled in the night. And when I think of what it made me do, it's enough to make me want to flay whoever sings it.
She pats your shoulder awkwardly.
But darling, no need to tense up so. I'd never do that to you. Well, not unless you'd attempt to sing the song before we meet the Master. But you're far too smart for any such shenanigans, aren't you? Of course you are. Now then, on a more serious note, how about a kiss? Come here.
A kiss, a sweet, stolen moment.
See? I told you we should do this again sometime. Now that the Master's dead, might as well pursue Divinity, I say.
What's this? I found something. Magisters. Not what they signed up for, I bet.
New world is coming.
The dreamer's eyes do not see you. His mind is elsewhere, locked in a dark rapture as he torments the Magister. The Magister cowers, oblivious to you. The dreamer is twisting her own mind into a maze of her worst nightmares.
I don't want to go in the cellar. Please.
The dreamer's eyes have rolled over white. His fingers twitch as you near. A cold presence suddenly seizes you. Your breath shortens, and a voice enters your mind, probing. It is you, the prey that my master seeks, God-woken. The cold presence ebbs away. You take a deep breath. The voice offers parting words. Very well. Go, in service of the God King. The dreamer remains deep in his reverie. The voice flows through him to you once again. Serve the God King. His price is blood. His price is chaos. Tear down this world and live in splendor in the world that follows.
The covenant will be kept. The loyal shall be rewarded. All that you desire shall be yours if you follow the God King.
An undead reaver lifts a clay goblet of wine and drinks deep. Only...
Force of habit. Life will taste good again once the God King's victory is sealed. I don't need confidence. I have faith. The God King restores the injured, resurrects the fallen. I lay dead and forgotten until he brought me back. He rewards the loyal.
The reaver utters a dry cluck of disapproval from the desiccated remains of his throat.
Have you no understanding of the world? The God King is the true king. The so-called seven gods betrayed him and cast him down. Now it's time for him to rise again. Wine is wasted on the living, but life is wasted on the living. The God King will change all that.
Thanks to the God King. Obey him. Honor him.
Tell me who you are, or I will kill you. And do not doubt me, for I tell the truth.
Her expression does not change. She cannot read your mind, but you can read her face, and you see she grows impatient.
Tell me who you are, or I will kill you. Then they may live, for now, that they may kill the divine pigs and kill the God-woken, kill them all, and then perhaps they die and rise again.
He looks you in the eyes, raises the palm of his hand towards you. Serpent-like coils writhe beneath the skin. The skin blackens. Noxious black smoke pours from him. Into your mouth. Your tongue turns dry, then rough, almost scaly, and you feel your source. Unsettled, as if attracted to the man's black eyes. As the black smoke snake takes over your tongue, you feel yourself slipping away. You see a vision. An army of the undead, risen to turn the world to a lifeless waste. At its head, a god king. The smoke snake returns to its master. Your mouth returns to normal, and with a sibilant hiss, the alchemist begins to laugh. He tips his temple in salute. For a moment, a black smoke snake coils around his fist, and then is gone.
Every weapon in my stock has spilled blood in honor of the God King. If you can't do the same, then the fault lies with you. What'll it be, Thrall? A bow? A few feet of sharp steel? Because the God King is our true Lord and Savior. He's going to right the wrongs of the Seven. Not that I'd expect some bloody thrall to understand. On your way then. I have steel to sharpen.
She says nothing. She looks remarkably ordinary, you think, for Black Ring. But then you hear a voice in your own head.
You serve the God King now, so kill the Divine Order pigs and kill the Godwoken. Go kill them all. Go serve the King.
As if from nowhere, a sweating warrior appears before you.
Who the hell's be yow? Thralls to Almira. I borrow Yower grunts, mistress. The Divine Order pigs be here at the temple, and I would have Yower pets kill 'em.
He points you towards the nearby temple, where a skirmish continues.
Yow have Yower orders. Get to it! I thank you kindly, mistress. Now, thralls, get out to it.
fight Bell for underlings. And you shall have more. You may even kill a Godwoken if you can find one. Maybe even old Alex himself. Do not be so eager, underling. It won't be you who kills him. You fight Bell, but not Zadvel, huh?
You frown with surprise. Alexander vanished along with all the others when the Lady Vengeance breached the Hall of Echoes. You assumed he was dead.
Cutting him down a second time will be even more satisfying than the first. And this time, it'll be permanent.
Has as many lives as a cat, it seems. Let's see if he acts like one when cornered.
Oh, won't he be ever so happy to see us? This is going to be extra fun.
You're not the thrall I've been promised, but you might be something to practice on until he arrives.
He pulls a small dagger from his robe and leans in close to examine you. You see that he's covered in a patchwork of tiny scars.
Such a pristine hide. Your skin will make a beautiful canvas. Fine. I'll leave you to her pleasure. I just hope she doesn't throw your life away by sending you up against the Shriekers. It would be such a waste to see a fine hide like yours rotting outside the Elven Temple. How spectacular. Did you see the light fade from their eyes? Their expressions as they passed from this world?
The necromancer looks wistfully at one of the bodies.
To experience the transcendental, there is such beauty in it all. You don't think so? You don't find that moment when life and death weigh equally on the scales just fascinating? Perhaps that is to be expected from lesser creatures, but it intrigues me. What must it feel like to slip away from this world and into the next? I wish I could feel it. Just once before our God King raises the faithful to immortality, before the chance is gone forever. Oh, would you? Oh, such kindness from one still uninitiated. But how to go about it? These things must be done correctly. I am not some court-martialed dog. I would never kneel before the likes of you, especially not in my last moments.
He reaches into his robes and pulls out a dagger. Its long, thin blade looks wickedly sharp. The necromancer grins as he hands it to you and pulls aside the cloth covering his heart.
Here, strike true, and let us see what awaits me.
He gasps in shock. The knife pushes through flesh, muscle, chips a rib, and enters his beating heart. He falls forward, clutching at you.
Oh, my.
His hands curl around your neck, and as his eyes meet yours, he opens his mouth to speak again, and the light fades from his eyes. You pull the gore-covered dagger from his chest, and his body slumps to the ground, limp and still. The altar stands before you, flecked with moss and the cracks of age. An ant crawls across the surface, dipping in and out of the inscription that's engraved on the rock. In honor of Ralik, first of the gods and patron of humanity. As your prayer drifts away on the breeze, you feel the world around you shift. You open your eyes to a courtyard with wooden targets and practice posts scattered about. A man stands in the center of the court, his face turned towards the sun, his eyes wide open. He's old, grey hair matted against his skin, but you still recognize him, Ralik. He doesn't look over as you approach. It's only when you're standing right beside him that you see that his eyes are clouded and grey as his hair. He is completely blind.
Go, Godwoken. Find the Well of Ascension. Do your duty.
The vision fades, and you stand once more in the shadow-speckled glade of Ralik's temple. Looking down at the altar, you see a faded symbol for the sun carved into the rock.
I've spotted something.
These bodies have been purged.
Who could have done this?
I suspect we shall soon find out.
I've never seen ruins like these.
You don't get out much, do you?